Alrighty, good morning everyone. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? I hope I find you all well, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the first of two gameplay streams, another full streaming day ahead of us. I got Jasper Kitty right here next to me, and he's about to chomp on a wire, and he does it right in front of me to get my attention. The moment I started talking to you guys, he gets jealous, and he immediately starts biting the wire. You stop that right now, you silly Jasper Kitty. What's going on, everyone? Good morning. Hope we're all having a good day so far today. It is Wednesday, the 28th of April, 2021. And I welcome you all here wholeheartedly. I hope that you are having, I hope you're in a good mood, or you want to be in a good mood, because today it's a fun, full day of gameplay streaming here on the stream. I have a bunch of things to talk about today. Some good positive updates, which is always a good thing to have positive updates on things. First of all, you may be noticing that there is some fan art here on the pre-stream that is new. Alright? And it is pretty cool. What it is a bunch of old game advertisements that I remember reading about in magazines back in the day. Like, I remember actually seeing these advertisements in game magazines, you know, in like the 1990s. And it looks so awesome. Seriously. So anyway, I gotta give a shout out. There's 3 new pieces of artwork on the pre-stream here. They're from G Money and the Bandit. So shout out to G Money and the Bandit who made these for me. They are quite good. Good Photoshop work, to say the least. I always like it when people, you know, make something for the stream that we can add, and it adds to the interactiveness, obviously, of the streams, but also it makes the stream look more professional to have cool new fan art and stuff added every once in a while. All right, so G Money and the Bandit, nice work. Would you get your mitts off of that wire? Get your mitts off of there. Get your kitty mitts off of that wire. You're not touching it. It's not allowed. You hear me? He's always going after the headphone wire. You nutty kitty. Whoop. I booped his nose. He tried to bite me. Okay. So that's good stuff. Now also, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to any kind of important news or updates or anything, this morning, it is official as of right now. You can now nominate games for the upcoming Retro Replay event. What does that mean? It means that coming up, there's going to be a marathon and a playthrough, okay, that is going to feature a game that I've already played from 2015 or earlier, okay? It is up to you guys to nominate a game from 2015 or earlier that I've already played. And this game will be replayed right here on the stream, as well as for YouTube, with direct capture, live streaming interactions, face cam, all the things that basically this older playthrough did not have. Okay? So, I need you guys to start nominating games. Now, let me go through a few things. First of all, here's how it's going to work. You guys are going to nominate games, all right, from 2015 or earlier on the forums. The link, how do you access it? Type !retro replay right now into the chat. !retro replay is the command. That'll bring up the link where you can click on it and you can nominate games, okay? You guys are probably going to nominate games for about 1 to 2 weeks, and then I'm going to tally up those nominations, all right? Tally them up and find out what games were actually the most nominated. Once we figure that one out, it's going to go to a poll, okay? And that poll will determine the winner. Now, whatever game wins, first of all, there's going to be a special marathon event. All right? Marathon event. You silly kid, he's trying to play, he's trying to attack. Ah, la, la, la. How dare you? So this marathon event will be essentially a stream where I play, you know, from 10 in the morning till like 7, 8 at night. We're talking probably 7+ hours of gameplay of whatever this game is. And it'll be a great way to start the playthrough and get a good chunk into it before that game will then become part of my normal streaming rotation for game playthroughs. Okay? Oh my god, it's hard to get through this when Jasper's playing with me. It's so silly. Anyway. Jasper, you are a nut. You're a nutty kitty. And I love it. I love the silly cat. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yes, it's gonna make after this marathon event that'll play like 6-7 hours to get into the game. It'll then be part of my normal streaming rotation. All right, a full playthrough. Also, during this marathon event, there will be a live DSP Tries It. I don't know what the DSP Tries It will be, but we'll see. We'll find out. Okay, it could be a new item from a local fast food place or whatever. We'll see. So, good stuff with this event. Now, here's the thing. There's specific criteria that I must discuss with you before you start nominating games. All right? Here's the criteria. Number one, the game must be from 2015 or earlier. It must be a game that I already played, and that playthrough is already live on the internet. But, for some various reason, you feel that me replaying it would be beneficial. Maybe it's just a game franchise I haven't played in a million years. Would you stop attacking my foots? You're attacking my foot. Stop that right now. It could be a playthrough that I haven't done in a long time. Right? What's a franchise I haven't touched in a long time? I'm sure some people will start bringing them up right now in the stream chat. Okay? It has to be a game that would somehow benefit from having maybe direct capture. Because, for example, if it's a game from 2013 or earlier, I might not even done direct capture. It might have been when my camera was pointed at the TV. So the quality of the playthrough looks and sounds terrible on YouTube. Okay? Or something that would benefit from the live streaming audience, right? What games would benefit from having that live streaming audience and interaction? Maybe a game where face cam would be a huge benefit, because I didn't used to do face cam at all. Remember, until 2017, face cam wasn't even commonplace for me. I only did it for like horror games and Dark Souls, right? So think about all these different reasons why you might want to see me replay a game. Okay? Many different reasons, I would think. All right? Now, the game must be readily available. And what I mean by that is the game has to be available to be played on a console that I have. PlayStation 3, 4, 5, Xbox 360 or Xbox One, Wii U, or the Switch. Has to be basically a game that I know I can get either digitally or physically, and it doesn't cost $1 million, and I'll be able to play it easily with consistency. Now, Phil played this obscure PS1 or PS2 game a million years ago, and the only reason he could actually play it is because he pointed his camera at his TV. He couldn't even direct capture from the console, but he still did a playthrough of it in like 2011, and I want to see him play it again. That's, you know what I mean? It's not gonna fly. It's just not. Okay? Now, the game also needs to be a game that I have not already replayed after 2015. So allow me to explain what I mean by that. Grand Theft Auto, the classic games, Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, and Vice City. I played those way back in the day. What was it, 2012 or something like that? And my original playthroughs were insanely popular on YouTube. People absolutely loved them. And they got very popular, tons of views and everything, right? Then years later, I replayed them in a modern console with the new versions that were there, that were ported to the consoles, the HD graphics and everything. Okay? So there's already a classic playthrough. There's already a modernized playthrough of those games. That means they would not be eligible. I already did a modernized playthrough, in the last few years. Okay? But I'll give you an example of games that are eligible. The Fallout franchise. I played Fallout 3 in New Vegas when they were new releases. And then, a few years later, I replayed them again. But again, it wasn't direct capture, wasn't live streaming. And it was way before 2015. If I remember correctly, I believe it was actually like 2012 when I replayed either Fallout 3 or New Vegas. Because I actually remember playing it a lot and saving up videos. Because keep in mind, this was before I live streamed. So I remember I saved up excess videos. And I had those videos scheduled to go live while I was on like a vacation. And I remember being in a hotel room, seeing the videos go live, and seeing the videos get claimed by YouTube and get taken down with copyright strikes because of the music in the game. I remember that. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Here I am on vacation. There's no way I can fix any of this. This is bullshit that YouTube is striking my videos. That was when YouTube had just started getting bad with music. Okay? But anyway, yeah, see what I mean? So there's a difference. Grand Theft Auto, I already did a modernized playthrough with direct capture live streaming recently, within the last few years. Fallout, those Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, I haven't played in a long time. In fact, I don't even think I have a direct capture playthrough, or if I do, it's very old. It definitely wasn't 2015 or more recently, you see? So there is your answer. That's the criteria, all right? Now, there are some games that specifically are exempt and are not eligible. Those games are as follows. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Grand Theft Auto 5, Mass Effect 1, and Mass Effect 3. Okay? So you may say, why? Why aren't those games eligible? Well, it's very simple. I'm already going to play them. I've already said that when the next Elder Scrolls gets announced or the next Grand Theft Auto gets announced, those are playthroughs that I want to do in the year before those games come out. So that way, we have a lead-in to the new games. You see what I'm saying? Those would be the perfect times to play those games. So I don't want to jump the gun and play them now. Mass Effect 1 and 3, I'm going to play in the next month. All right? Mass Effect 1 and 3, I'm going to be playing as part of the Mass Effect Trilogy Remake Collection, Remaster Collection, whatever you want to call it. So there's absolutely no reason for me to be having it part of the Retro Replay event when I'm already going to be playing it relatively soon. Okay? So that's the deal. I'm just trying to think, is there any other criteria? Oh, my stupid nose. By the way, hold on. I gotta turn on my fan. It's starting to get stuffy in the office, so I want to turn on the fan, get some fresh air before I continue here. There we go. All right. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, please start nominating. All right? The sooner you nominate, the better. The nominations will be open roughly for 1 to 2 weeks. We'll see what you guys nominate. Nominate. And go from there. And yes, see, so Majin Buu said, oh, what about Assassin's Creed 2? Yup, that's definitely eligible. The whole Assassin's Creed 2 trilogy was a long, long time ago, and I never replayed any of those games. So all of those would be eligible. Okay? Dcash 2012 says, what about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5? You never beat it and it's 2015? Well, here's the thing. When I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, it was direct capture. When I played that game, it was live streamed. Now, there was no face cam, admittedly. But I even did an in-depth video about the game. So, I'm going to go out of my way and say, probably not. That was not going to make sense for me to replay that game. Plus, the game's absolutely god-awful. Everyone knows that. One of the worst games of that year. But there's plenty of games. Plenty of games that I know you guys would like to see me play again another time. A nice full playthrough, direct capture, live streams, having the interactions we have now. Classic playthroughs. Some people are just recently said, what about Bioshock Infinite? Yup. Only played that one at launch in 2013. I remember playing it. I remember it was one of the most hyped playthroughs I ever did. People were incredibly hyped for the game. I played it at launch, enjoyed every minute of it. You know, people would love that playthrough, but that was, live streamed. Yes, actually, that was the year when I had first began live streaming. So it was live streamed, but there was no face cam. There was no chat interactions. It was a very different time. Very different. What about the original Rage? I mean, yeah, technically that would be eligible. I don't know why in the hell you'd want to see me play it. It was a bad game, right? Anyway, so there's your criteria. There's the event. Please start nominating. Again, remember, a link will pop up about every 15 minutes in the chat automatically. But if you just want to nominate immediately, you can type ! Retro Replay into the chat to get that link to pop up right away. Okay? Fair enough? So is it God of War 3? Yup. God of War 3, absolutely. Sonic Adventure 2, no. Sonic Adventure was after 2015, I believe. Wasn't it? I believe I put the Sonic Adventure games, I want to say like around 2016 or something like that. So that would not be eligible. No, it has to be a playthrough that was 2015 or earlier. Okay? Fair enough? Alright. Now, I'm sure what's going to happen is people are going to start checking all the playthroughs that I did for dates and everything, right? Yeah, I did hate Sonic Adventure 2. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else in regards to the event I want to cover, or did that cover it? I think that pretty much covered it. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, the schedule. Let's talk. Today, it's the continuation of Nier Replicant. This is the 4th session. Alright, so we're going to get about 12 hours of gameplay into the game after today. I'm curious to see what happens. You know, we've had some big developments the last couple streams. We ended up going to entirely new towns, interacting with new people, going to dungeons, fighting bosses. It's been pretty good. I'm excited for more today to see where the game leads. Hopefully we get some big twists and turns in the plot. We're going to find out, I guess. Alright, so hopefully this will be a fun stream. Hope you guys will cheer with, hang out with me and have a good time, right? Later tonight, the late night stream. Oh my god, here come the landscapers. I might have to close the window. Later tonight, the late night stream is MLB The Show, a late night chill stream, okay? That's going to be fun. Last time we played MLB, it was really fun because we had a lot of fun chat interaction and discussion. Plus, I got a little bit better. I actually got hit my first home run. I pitched a bit, which was fun. It was a good time. So I'm looking forward to another late night chill stream of MLB later tonight, okay? Good stuff tonight. I hope you'll join me 6:45 tonight. All right, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, I should say, tonight. Tomorrow, it's my last consecutive day of Nier Replicant. That'll be 4 straight streams to try to get as far as I can in the game. That's tomorrow's main gameplay stream. And then, tomorrow night, Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War, likely using more of the LMG, which I started using last time, and I did really well. I got tons of score streaks with it. Looking forward to more of that tomorrow night. Call of Duty is always a good time. Then on Friday, finally on Friday, everybody, it is the major new release coming up, Returnal, the PlayStation 5 exclusive. The game everyone's been waiting for, wondering, will it be any good? I hope so. You know, the only other PS5 exclusive so far has been Demon's Souls. People are saying this game literally is the first actual PS5 game, because let's face it, Demon's Souls was not. It's a PS3 game that was just upgraded for PS5. So this is a game designed from the ground up for the PS5. I'm very excited. I hope you guys will join me for that starting on Friday. Friday night will be my weekly throwback Street Fighter session at night. Old school Street Fighter fun on the late stream. I'm not here on Saturday, but then on Sunday, it's going to be the premiere of Pokemon Snap on the main stream and more Returnal on the late stream. Okay? And then this next coming week will be a balance between Returnal, Pokemon Snap, and Nier Automata, Nier Replicant on the early streams, and the late streams will be a balance between Danganronpa V3, Divinity 2, Call of Duty, MLB, you know, all the late night stuff that I'm currently doing. Okay? So, this should be fun. I hope you guys will join me for all of the fun and the action over the next week. It should be a good time. I hope you guys are ready, geared up, and excited. Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, if you like my streams, if you like my content, if you support them, you want to see it continue, please support the stream if you can. It's not mandatory that you do, but it is greatly appreciated. Since I lost my Twitch partnership exactly 1 week ago, yes, it has now been officially a whole week since I lost my Twitch partnership. Yes, it is official. Twitch has not actually given me a reason in an entire week. I asked a week ago. They have refused to respond. They will not respond to my request to tell me why I lost my partnership, which pretty much means it's bullshit. Because if they had a legitimate reason, they obviously would have said something and told me. So it's obvious it's not legitimate. It's probably, likely, trolls harassing me. And them just having enough of it. Which sucks ass. But it is what it is. It's life. Like I told you guys, I'm not going to sit here every day and complain about it. I'm just going to move forward positively. Alright, now, you guys have told me you want me to continue to stream on Twitch. You want me to stay here. Alright? So I'm doing everything I possibly can to stay here. And I want to say thank you because in the last week, many people have converted from cheering and subbing, which you can't do anymore, to tipping me or pledging to my Patreon. So I want to say thank you so much for your support in the last week, and thank you in advance if you're one of the people who's planning on supporting me via either tipping or pledging to Patreon shortly. Thank you for that, all right? I know it sucks that the tips goal had to be raised so much for each stream, but in the last week, I've hit it almost every stream, and it's going, like, let me put it this way. If we can keep it this way, it's going well, right? If we can keep it at this level of support, I'll be all right. But we have to wonder long-term, can I maintain this or not? And the answer is, I don't know. This whole week coming up, with the new releases and everything is a test to this. Can it be supported to a level where I can keep making ends meet and supporting my business? Or am I going to be forced to leave? I don't want to leave. All right? I don't want to leave. I want to stay here on Twitch with the community that I built. All right? And keep hanging out with you guys on a daily basis. But if I can't make a living on it anymore and I got to go somewhere else, then I have to do what I got to do. I got to do what's best for myself and my family. Right? So please, if you like this content, if you like the community we built here on Twitch, if you want to see it continue, and if you can afford it, please contribute either by tipping me during today's live stream or by pledging to my Patreon. Now, a forewarning and a heads up, the way Patreon works is very similar to how the subscriptions worked here on Twitch, where every month you get auto billed for it if you sign up for it. But I want to forewarn everyone, if you pledge to my Patreon now, Patreon is going to auto recharge you on May 1st. That's the date where Patreon actually recharges everybody. So I don't want anyone to go pledge to my Patreon and then immediately get recharged a day later and be like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. I got double charged. Okay? So there's no misconceptions. That's how it works. I've already been told by quite a few people behind the scenes that they're actually planning on pledging to my Patreon, but they're going to wait until May 1st to do it. So that way it doesn't double charge them. Okay? And, you know, I can't blame them. I mean, that's fine. If that's what's going on, you know, thank you in advance for even planning on pledging. And I appreciate that. Okay? So, if you want to help me out even more, please pledge now, and then it'll charge again on May 1st. Hey, that's a double pledge. It'll help me out a ton. Okay? Now, if you are going to pledge to my Patreon, FYI, I will give you perks in line with, you know, what you pledged. The way it works is after May 1st, all right, I will message everyone on patreon.com who pledged and say, hey, guess what? You qualified for this perk. Congratulations. Please send me this info and I can get that perk for you. And that's how it works. There's many different perks, including premium forum access, getting shout outs during Ask the King, which is actually happening in May, getting your questions specifically answered in a segment on Ask the King, or even getting a private Q&A video made where I'll, you know, talk to you directly for 20, 30 minutes. Whatever you want to ask me, we'll talk about in this video, okay? So, that being said, everyone, thank you in advance for your support. Remember, there are rewards for tips. If you raise $50 in tips today, I'll put on the Gunner glasses. If you raise $100 in tips, I'll put on a vest. Yesterday I wore the denim, and then I wore the gray. So likely today, it would probably be the red or blue vest. Would be the vests that are eligible for today, because I haven't worn them in a few days now. Okay? So, once we get there, if we hit the tips goal, which I hope we do. I need the help. We'll talk about the vest. All right? Good stuff. Outside of all that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else specifically I need to talk about today on the pre-stream before we get to, like, news and stuff, because I have 2 news stories I want to talk about. Nothing's really specifically coming to mind. All right. Okay. Let's move. Let's talk about 2 news stories. The first news story is Ratchet and Clank. That's right. The new Ratchet and Clank game coming out in June. It's going to have a State of Play special later this week. I believe it's tomorrow, where it's going to be an entire actual show on the internet about it, outlining what the game's about. And basically, they released a gameplay trailer of it yesterday. People are blown away. People are like, oh my god, this is like Pixar quality, this game. That's what everyone's saying. Pixar quality. It looks like an actual CGI movie. Yet, it's an interactive video game. With, by the way, nearly no loading times. So, pretty excited for that, obviously. The internet is all abuzz. And by the way, the female Lombax has a name, Rivet. Rivet the female Lombax. Here you go. So everyone's excited. Everyone wants to know what's up with this game. We want more info, and we're supposedly going to get it tomorrow. I don't know exactly the time of the State of Play, but obviously I will look into it and let you know my thoughts on this, once we get more information about it. Jasper's being so cute this morning. First he was playing with me. Now he's on the window. And you know how on a window you have a window latch to close the window, have it locked? He's currently pawing and chewing on it. Jasper, don't do that. You're going to hurt your teeth. Oh, Jasper did something so cute last night. So cute. So here's a routine evening in the Burnell household. All right. Usually I finish streaming, and then my wife takes a shower and gets ready for sleep because she has to get up very early in the morning to work. So usually I spend some time with my wife before she goes to sleep. Okay. And then she goes to sleep roughly between 10 and 11 p.m. But I usually spend about an hour or two more awake. And what I try to do is I try to tire out Jasper. I go downstairs with him and we play. And I'll sometimes watch some TV or whatever, a movie or a show. And I try to tire out Jasper so that he'll now be ready for sleep. Because the thing is, Jasper gets energetic at night. Cats naturally get energetic at night. They get what's called the zoomies, where they'll start running around the house and everything. And he used to actually get really energetic because Cat used to work late. So she'd come home between 11 p.m. and midnight. So he'd get ultra excited when she got home. And he's still, it's been over a month since Cat's work schedule changed and everything. And still, he's kind of like that. Like, I haven't gotten him to get out of that yet. All right. So, last night, I'm playing with Jasper and everything. And usually what happens is, I would say probably around 1 a.m., I'm getting tired. I want to go to sleep. So finally, I'll tire out Jasper. Sometimes I tire him out so much that he just goes to sleep on the couch anyway. And it's good, because then he can relax a bit. I have a snack, and then I bring him upstairs. I'll pick him up. We'll go upstairs together and go to sleep in the bedroom with Cat. Okay? That's how we've been doing it recently. Well, last night, Jasper, either he had enough of me, or he's just so used to the routine now, he knows how it works. So last night, he didn't go to sleep. And I was like, that's not good, because if he's staying awake, that probably means that he's going to be energetic. It's going to be hard to get him upstairs. Which is not good. It's 1 a.m. I'm tired as hell. I want to go to sleep. I don't want to be chasing Jasper around the house trying to grab him to get him to go upstairs and come to bed with us. Because the thing is, you might say, oh, well, why don't you leave him outside of the bedroom? That is the worst idea possible. If we leave him outside of the bedroom, he will paw at the door constantly and make noise and all kinds of stuff all night long, and we can't sleep. If we leave the door open, it's the same thing. What ends up happening is he'll go to sleep with us for like 2 hours. Then he'll get up at like 3, 4 in the morning and start running around the house. So we have to get him in the bedroom and close the door. If we don't, he gets incredibly energetic and jumps all around the house and keeps us up all night. Okay? Which obviously we can't have. So, last night, he's not getting tired. I'm like, this is not good. If he's not getting tired, he's going to have the zoomies. I'm not going to be able to catch him. This is going to be a real pain in the ass, okay? So I get up off the couch. I'm like, okay, it's time to go upstairs. I'm looking all around. I can't find Jasper. I said, where did Jasper go? Where could he be? I'm looking all over the house. I'm looking, where the heck is he? Is he in the laundry room? Nope. He's nowhere to be found. Sometimes he hides, he'll hide behind the couch. He'll hide behind the entertainment center. He'll hide these different places. I can't find him anywhere. I thought maybe he's on the kitchen or the dining room table. Sometimes he'll be sitting on one of the chairs under the tablecloth because it's like a little hidey space. He's nowhere. I was like, where could he be? So just on a whim, I wonder, I walked upstairs. He's already up there. He's upstairs, sitting outside of the bedroom door, patiently waiting for me to open it so we can see Cat and I'll go to sleep together. I was like, that is the cutest thing. He has now gotten into a routine where he knows around 1 a.m. it's time to go upstairs and get ready for sleep. He didn't even need me to pick him up and bring him up anymore. He knew, and he was smart enough to go up there and wait for me. He was actually waiting for me. Like, wow, he's smart. That's cool. Now, I'm curious, will he do this every night now? Because usually, like I said, what happens is we'll play for a bit. He'll get tired out. He'll sit down and go to sleep on the couch next to me, and I'll get a snack. I'll have like a sandwich or something, and then we'll go up together around 1. I'll pick him up because he's asleep. So I wonder, will this happen every night now? Will he actually go up by himself wisely around 1 a.m.? How will he even know? How does he know what time it is? He knew what time it was. He doesn't have a watch. Anyway, that was pretty cute. We'll see what happens tonight. Now, of course, some people like the story because they like pets and they like cats. And there's people being completely rude in my stream chat, posting up emotes saying that this is a boring story and they're very bored and tired of this. And you know what? You're a jerk. If you just did that, you're a dick, man. There's a man here telling you a story of his beloved pet, and you gotta be a dick on a stream. So you know what? That was very rude, and I'm very insulted by all of you. How could you do that to me? Okay. Anyway. So the other news story today, ladies and gentlemen, is that apparently Naughty Dog has already written the entire plot for The Last of Us 3. Now, not every detail of it, but they already have the entire plot outlined and are ready to go, but are not currently developing the game. They're working on other things, including that Last of Us 1 remaster that we talked about a couple weeks ago, that the entire internet's up in arms saying, why the fuck are they making a Last of Us 1 remaster? The game's not even 10 years old. Okay? So, I have personally outlined the plot outline for all of you. I've done this for you today as a public service, so this way you know what to expect when the game finally comes out. Alright? So here it is. Here is the outline of the outline. You ready? So, this is the new meme on the internet, apparently. People are doing bracket things. I don't know why it's a new meme. So, the majority of the game will be excessive gore and violence, killing off beloved characters for shock value, incredibly cliche plot devices, awful pacing, including actually starting the story in the middle, then going back to the beginning to give you blue balls right in the middle of an exciting plot scene, make you play 20 hours to get back to it. Infuriatingly out-of-character behavior to advance the bad plot, including having characters that have a completely established personalities from previous installments of the game that in this game will have absolutely no ties to that at all, and they'll act completely out of character. Pointless sex scenes just for the feels. Using deceptive ads to fool the fans and hide bad writing choices. Can't wait to see what ad campaign for Last of Us 3 will be like when Joel will still be in the ads for some reason. I can't wait. Then, another chunk of the game, won't be a huge part of the game, but a chunk of the game will be praising the game just to stick it to the haters to mask real criticism. That's right. Because everyone knows that if you criticized The Last of Us 2 at all, you're a hater. What a horrible, horrible, bigoted, terrible hater person you are for disliking a game. How could you? Even if you tried to justify it with actual intelligent argument, you are a hater, and I'm going to stick it to you by playing the game, saying it's the best game ever, rating it 10 out of 10, giving it every Game of the Year award under the sun, and been buying 14 copies of it, and then, you know, of course, stick it to the haters. By the way, the very, very tiny bottom of it, there's a little bit of good writing in the game. But anyway, you know, that is what you can expect, so I hope that you guys are excited for Last of Us 3. I don't know about you. Like, it's definitely one of the most anticipated games that I will ever play. Cannot wait to get my hands on this masterpiece of gaming, especially in the hands that it's currently in right now. I just can't wait to see what they come up with an amazing plot. It's just going to be, like, top-notch shit, as you know. Okay, anyway. Very nice. All right. Anyway, let's continue, everyone. All right, let's see here. So outside of that, I don't think there's much else going on in the realm of news today. At least, not in the realm of news that has to do with gaming or anything like that. There's a lot of political news and shit going on recently. You know, you guys know me. I'm not a political guy. A couple times last year, I did have to talk a little bit about politics with some of the crazy shit going on in the world. But as of now, I'm all politicized out, and I just don't fucking really want to talk about any kind of politics anymore. I'm done with it. So, let's not. Okay? Let's not. Alright? Instead, let's get to shoutouts. Okay? Alright. So, this first contribution of today was from Andy Dick called Phil Darksea, which actually is correct. That is a factual statement. Let me see if I can fit that on here. Andy Dick called Phil Darksea. He did. That actually is true. Darksea DePhil, I think he called me or something. I never saw the video, but that's what people tell me all the time in a meme, is that he called me like Darksea DePhil or something. Okay. So anyway, Andy Dick called Phil Darksey to me $1.30 and says, can we nominate Connect games? I'm just joking. I'd love to see you play Mercenaries 2. It was the very first game you raged at the glitches, though it wasn't a full playthrough. That is correct. So, let's talk, all right? Mercenaries 2 was one of the earliest games I ever played for YouTube. It was actually one of the first 5 games I played. I think the first game I played was Star Wars The Force Unleashed. And then it was, I think it was Dead Space. But there was also Mercenaries 2, Saints Row 2, and I think Fable 2. I think those were some of the earliest games that I played on YouTube. Now, I didn't do full playthroughs of those games. Those games, what I did were highlights. There would be a part of the game that was exciting or interesting to me, and I would film it, and I would upload the specific highlight. All right? I didn't just do a full-on playthrough. So, in the case of Mercenaries 2, a lot of the times that I was playing the game, by the way, back then, I wasn't serious at all. This was just a silly hobby I did. I was drunk. Admittedly, a lot of the coverage that I did of Mercenaries 2, I was completely fucking sloshed. And back then, it was me drinking rum and coke. A lot of rum and coke. Like, a lot of rum and coke. Okay, like excessive, ridiculous, over-the-top amounts of rum and coke. And then actually trying to play this game. But the funny part was, as drunk as I was, even back then in 2008, when I first just started doing videos for YouTube, I was a bug magnet. That game is so chock full of bugs. Okay, it is. It's just ridiculously full of bugs. To the point where, like, I remember a chopper materialized out of nowhere, crashed in front of me, and it instantly disappeared. I remember there was a window where enemies just infinitely kept coming out. They never stopped. They were just literally, you're standing in front of the window, they're coming out, you kill them, come out, kill them, kill them. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like an anthill where ants won't stop coming out. Like, what is happening here? I just remember how crazy that game was, because again, it was a different time. This was, what, 13 years ago? Games weren't exactly the most polished things, especially a game like Mercenaries 2. It was just like the most unpolished turd. And I'm playing it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this game, how did they fucking make it like this, man? So anyway, yeah, I remember that playthrough was pretty zany. And yes, that would be, even though I didn't finish it, that would be a game that would be eligible. Now, that's a game I didn't even beat the whole game. So you're talking, if I were to replay Mercenaries 2, it would actually be a real full playthrough of the game, unlike the original time that I played it and did videos on it. See? It would be pretty interesting, I feel. Alright, so yes, absolutely, Mercenaries 2 is eligible. Andy Dick called Phil Darksey, tipped me another $1. Thank you. Let's see what he says here. He says, whenever I check my bank app, so an application on his phone for his bank, it categorizes all of my purchases. So for example, if I shop at Walmart, it says it's retail. If I eat out, it'll say restaurant. But whenever I tip you, it says pet supplies. Are you secretly buying Friskies behind our backs? I am Friskies. That actually is, you know, I am Friskies. I don't know if you guys knew that. I own the company. Yeah, right. I wish, right? No, that's weird. Obviously, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't know what PayPal is, right? Because if you're tipping me, all you're doing is you're sending a transaction through PayPal. I wonder if it's, like, so confused it doesn't even understand what PayPal is or whatever, right? I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, thank you for the tips this morning to get us started. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's see here. Excuse me. Big Bad Buffoon has tipped me $1.30 and says, I remember you still have the Disney afternoon games, but you've yet to play them. I recently started playing them. It was on sale on PSN, and the Tailspin game is very difficult. You have any interest in playing the collection this year? Maybe. I'm always down for playing retro games. Like, you know, those are games that I grew up playing, and in some cases they're very fun. In other cases they're very annoying. It all depends, you know. Sometimes a game can be so outdated, right, that, you know, it just drives you bonkers. And in particular, the Disney games actually were quite challenging, if I remember correctly. You would rent the game. Thinking, oh man, I love the Disney afternoon. Chippendales Rescue Rangers and DuckTales and Tailspin. You know, this is going to be great. And you play again. Oh my God, what the fuck? Why is it so hard? Look at this, throwing 100 enemies at me at once and fucking bullet hell and shit. Like, what, the controls are weird? Like, what did they do with this? It's supposed to be obviously it's supposed to be a children's game. And it's not. You know, obviously it's a like super challenging game. Like, what's going on? Then again, things were different back then. Remember, games had difficulty because they couldn't fit a lot of content on a game cartridge. Right? The game cartridge only had limited storage capacity. So they had to constantly reuse assets to have the game be a full game. And therefore, they would just put in this ridiculous level of difficulty in order to make it so that it would take a long time for you to beat their game, which otherwise, if you know how to beat it, you could probably beat it in 5 minutes. Right? So, will I play Disney Afternoon this year? Maybe. If you guys want to see, I'm always down for it. Now, obviously, it won't be anytime soon because now we're in the midst of heading into a million new releases. But, yeah, if you guys ever wanted to see Disney Afternoon games, let me know. Okay? Snow Carl's tipped me $1.30. Let's go ahead and get that added to the total tips for the day and see what he has to say. Okay, he says, since most of your fans are in earlier time zones than you, why don't you start streaming earlier every day so you can go to bed on time with your wife? It seems like a double win. Well, first of all, my nose is bothering me. First of all, I'm not aware that most people are in earlier time zones than me. Like, that's not true at all. Most people are ahead of me. For example, the East Coast is 3 hours ahead of me. And my European audience is like 7-8 hours ahead of me, usually. So that's not earlier. I think you said it backwards. I think what you meant to say here is because people are ahead of me, if I played earlier, maybe it would give them more time to jump on the stream. Okay? That's what I think is what he's saying. Not earlier than me, he's saying later than me. Okay? Now, I've considered streaming earlier and changing my times. I have considered this. I've talked with you guys about this over the years. In fact, I used to have completely different streaming times, if you remember. And I did adjust them appropriately per your request. Remember, I used to stream later. I actually used to stream way later than I do now. I used to start streaming between 7 and 8, and I would go to like 10-ish or later. I used to stream, my first stream didn't used to even turn on until noon, if you remember. Like, yeah, a lot of things used to be very different, and I adjusted appropriately. Now, since those adjustments, in general, I have not heard any consensus of people requesting that I change my stream times again. All right? And admittedly, it used to be, oh, I can't do that because, you know, my wife is coming home at a certain time and yada, yada, yada. All right? But now you're right. Things are different. The way it works is my wife works very early in the morning. And then she comes home around noonish, you know, little noon or later. And I get to see her because I take a little break here after the pre-stream. I get to see her for a little bit before I start playing games, which is nice. It's always nice to be able to see my wife before I start up with the day of work. And then we have a nice dinner together during the break. And then I get to see her for a little bit before she goes. Like I said, when I finish the late stream, she's basically just going to sleep. And that's why I kind of have to end the late stream when I do, because she has to get to sleep to get up early in the morning to work the next morning. So let me put it this way, all right? I would consider it, but right now, I'm actually benefiting from the fact that there's been time changes and everything. In the mornings, I have time to do stuff now. I never used to have time to do stuff. It'd be like, wake up, and man, I gotta rush to stream to get the stream started. Now I wake up, and because the stream turns on at 10:45, now I'm like, oh, I have time to actually have a breakfast today. I can actually have a coffee or a drink and a breakfast, which I didn't used to have time for. Oh, I can actually make the forum post so you guys can start nominating games for the upcoming Retro Replay event, because I have time to do it. You see? In fact, and this is the truth of the matter, the only time that I have during the day to do stuff like that for myself is early on in the day. That's it. Because at night, like I said, my wife goes to sleep, and I got to play with Jasper and get him all calmed down, and I can't be up here. If I'm on the top floor with Jasper and he's running around, my wife won't be able to sleep. I have to go downstairs with him so that he, you know, we don't make noise and my wife doesn't get bothered by it. So really the only time that I have to do anything is in the morning. So for example, coming up, I'm going to have to make private Q&A videos for patrons. The only time I'll have to do that is before my early stream in the morning. So I'll probably end up waking up between 8 and 9 a.m. and then jumping in and doing an hour or two of work before I ever even stream, because that's the only time that I have to do it. So right now, I am benefiting from having that time frame early in the morning. I'm not saying that I couldn't change things and adjust them. I'm just saying, right now that's working out well. Like, actually, I would say my schedule has gotten better in the last month since my wife started her new position, her new shift and everything. That overall times are working out better for me now. Like, I have more time to do stuff than I did previously. So we'll see. Let me put it this way. If you guys are interested in me changing my streaming times a little bit earlier, share that with me. Let me know the benefit. Vice versa, if you think that me streaming earlier would actually be worse for you, like let's say me streaming earlier and ending earlier or whatever wouldn't be good for you, let me know why as well. Okay? Snow Carl says, well, I was thinking of mostly of you and Cass, you can go to bed and sleep together for the health aspect. I know, and that would be nice. But at the very same time, again, with Jasper being, kind of, he gets it hyper at night because he's a cat. All cats get hyper at night like that. I don't know how it would work. Like, I mean, we'd have to basically try to train him to go to sleep with us early, which I don't know if it would even work. Like I said, he sleeps a lot as it is. Cats sleep a ton. For those who don't know, cats sleep a lot during the day. They tend to like to lay out in a lazy area. Like, for example, he'll like to lay on the bedspread when the sun is there. And then he's like, oh, I'm sunning on the bed, and it's so comfy. And he sleeps a lot of the day. Then he gets energy at night because that's how cats are. So it'll be a little bit more difficult, I feel, to get him to go to sleep. Even if we were going to sleep early, he might be a problem in that regard. Like I said, I would say I can get him tired by about 12:30, 1 a.m. By then, I can get him pooped out where now he's ready to go to sleep. So... but we'll see. It's definitely not impossible. I'm just telling you my reasoning, my rationale in my head. Why I wouldn't immediately change my schedule. Because number one, in the mornings, things are working out well in the mornings for me to have the time that I have to do stuff. Like I said, coming up, I know I'm going to have to do all the patron stuff coming up in the mornings. And number two, because Jasper just does not get tired early enough to go to sleep earlier right now. Okay? Laser Point says, replace windows with posters to make it look like daytime when it's nighttime and nighttime when it's daytime. Oh, my God. He thinks it's like Looney Tunes or something. Oh, my goodness. All right. Fuses, how's my day so far? So far, so good. So far this morning, I got a lot of stuff done, which is good. I got a lot of stuff done. I actually had, I didn't have a coffee this morning. I had a Crystal Light. My wife has gotten these Crystal Light powders. This flavor, fruit flavors with some caffeine in it. I had a Crystal Light water this morning, wild strawberry flavor. It was actually very good. I was like, wow, these are really good. So, I'm in a good mood. I'm excited. Today's streams I'm excited for because I want to see what happens in Near Replicant. Obviously, we're playing, we're enjoying, and I want to see where the plot goes. And tonight with MLB, I'm actually really looking forward to tonight. The last MLB stream was very fun. We had great conversation, and it was a good chill time. I had progress. I got better. I actually hit a home run, which was nice. It was all around really good. So, I'm excited for today's streams, actually. I'm having a good time, and I hope that you guys are ready for some fun, too. All right? Good stuff? All right. So, guys, anything else? Because at this point, I've gotten through the 4 tips. I don't have leaderboards to read out anymore because there's no more top cheer, top sub gifter or anything like that. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we go on our break here, and get ready for Near Replicant? Wish to be a Cat is saying, I saw one of your Hateful Truth videos today. I'm wondering if you'll ever bring it back. No, the Hateful Truth was my review series back in the day when I was a YouTuber first, and basically everything else I did was supplemental to my being a YouTuber. The Hateful Truth was a great series that I did. People always told me they loved my reviews because they were in-depth and they were interesting. And a lot of the times they honed in on parts and aspects of games that other reviews kind of glossed over. And I enjoy reviewing games. I do. But as I evolved from being a full-time YouTuber to a full-time streamer, I stopped doing exclusive on-demand content for YouTube, and now everything that I do is live streamed first and then uploaded to YouTube after. So in regards to game reviews, a lot of people don't really want to see a live review of a game. You know what I'm saying? What I do a lot now is when I beat a game, when the credits are rolling, I'll give you my overall thoughts about the game. I'll let you know if I liked it or not, positives, negatives, etc. Now, I don't give number scores anymore. And that's purposeful, because I feel that number scores, sadly, become the end-all and be-all of a review. And sadly, people can just say, oh, I just want to know the number. I don't want to hear any of the facts about the game. Just give me a number. And I think that's incredibly stupid. I do. I feel that like putting a number and that's it, and not actually paying attention to any of the details of a review is incredibly harmful, actually. Because then you could get a situation like, for example, IGN gave Cyberpunk 2077 a 9 out of 10 and gave Days Gone a 6.5 out of 10. Objectively, if you look at those two games and their flaws, there's no way you can tell me that Cyberpunk, with all the game bugs and glitches and shit at launch, is way better than Days Gone. You just can't say it. But that's the problem. Because the way that they scale the reviews, it's incredibly irresponsible. Okay? So that's why I stopped doing number scores when I talk about games. In addition to that, because I don't do formal reviews anymore, at the end of the year I do a year-end series where I do the best and worst games of the year. Because I don't do number scores anymore, people don't know what my favorite games of the year overall are. It used to actually be like I would do these series, but frankly, they weren't really too important, and people could always predict what I was going to pick because I already had number scores out. You see, they say, oh, let's go in line with the number score. There you go. That doesn't happen anymore. Now people, at the end of the year, it's actually exciting. They're like, oh, wow, we don't know what Phil's going to say is his game of the year and this and that, you know? So that's cool, too. Now, there are exceptions. Last year, there was such a polarizing game with The Last of Us 2. It was such a crazy polarizing game. People were at each other's throats about this game that I did do a formal review of it. Okay? So there are exceptions. When I will go out of my way to review a game if I feel that it's warranted and that my review could have a meaningful purpose on the internet. But it's not often. It's not. I would rather just play the game, have fun with it, let you know how I'm liking it when I play it live, and then later on, like I said, when the credits are rolling, give you my overall thoughts. But that's where I kind of leave it. Okay? We should be cat now said, what about a scale of adjectives instead of numbers? Yeah, I've heard people say like it's a must buy, it's a rent, or it's a skip. I've heard people do stuff like that. Okay? But then again, you know, that's kind of absolute. You could easily just make that your criteria instead of a number. Now it's just a rent, buy, or skip. And now you still don't pay attention to the review. I would rather have people actually listen to what I have to say than just hear a quick snippet. Oh, I don't have time for that. Is it rent, buy, or skip? Tell me now. Jesus. Okay. All right. Anything else? Snow Carl said, geez, with no cheering, you know, pre-streams, maybe they're going to get shorter. I mean, they very well may be. You may be right. You absolutely may be right. That if there's no cheers, right, then the pre-stream may be shorter. Then again, people may convert over and do small tips, which is obviously what I need you guys to do to keep supporting the streams. Is I need the tips to support everything. So please do if you can. If you can, please tip. To keep me going. All right. I don't even know who Date Masamune is in Neo, Broccoli, so I'm going to say no, I did not kill them. To my knowledge, there were two different ways that you could play and beat Neo. Right? I think there were two end bosses or whatever, and I fought one of them, not the other. And I said I would do a second run in Neo, and no one wanted me to do it. Everyone said no. It's boring. Don't play the game again. So I never went back and saw the other stuff. It was the boss I died 50 times in a row. I don't remember that. The only one that I remember dying to a million times was the fucking Great Ape, right? That was the one that I had problems with. Was that my final boss? I don't know who I fought at the end. I fought the lightning guy. The guy who controlled lightning. Whoever the fuck that was. And I beat his ass. I only fought him like 4 times. I beat him on the 4th try. I completely destroyed him with stun. I used that, I called it the shotgun. It obviously wasn't a shotgun. It was like an axe. And I just kept picking away at his stun. He couldn't even do anything. I basically kind of stun locked him. And then broke his guard and destroyed him. Right? Oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking about Sekiro. Oh my god. I got, how in the holy hell did I get Nero and Sekiro confused? I was totally thinking about Sekiro, not Neo. I don't remember Neo. Well, are you talking about Neo 1? Oh my god, now you're talking about fucking 5 years ago. I don't remember Neo 1, man. I don't remember Neo 1 at all. I can't answer this question. I don't know who the fuck I fought in Neo 1. Neo 2, I liked a lot. It was just a very difficult game, but I went back and killed every optional boss, which is pretty fucking crazy because it was really tough, but I did it. I don't remember Neo 1. Okay. Alright, anything else, guys? Are we good? Last chance if you got a question or whatever. Broccoli says, Neo 1, you quit out on it. I wanted to know if it was true. No, I beat it. I beat Neo 1. I did not beat the DLC. I hated the DLC. I thought the DLC was incredibly bad. It was just like ridiculously over the top, set up to be annoyingly annoying and difficult. And there was like zero enjoyment to it. I enjoyed the base game of Neo 1. I hated the DLC. And I didn't even want to finish it, so I gave up on it. I said, fuck this. Is Fall Guys canceled for now? Yes, Fall Guys is on hiatus. Fall Guys will likely come back when they update the game again. I'll probably try it again. But there's no reason to be playing Fall Guys right now when I got so much else to do. Okay? Okay. Hello, DSPGaming. How are you today? Good to see you. Well, I've been playing the Ninja Gaiden collection. I'm not even aware of what that is. So I don't know. No, Divinity is not canceled. Divinity will have another stream next week. Fihu says, I'd love to see you replay Fable 2, a 2008 playthrough. Yes, I remember. Fable 2, I was trying to actually do a full playthrough, and it was my longest playthrough at the time. Imagine doing, seriously, a 20 to 30 hour game in 10-minute increments. I did. I did. It was a pain in the fucking ass. Trust me. Okay. Is a beard part of my public image? Well, considering that the public sees it every day, I guess I would say yes. Can I address the concerns? Absolutely not. I always ignore all concerns. I will not address any concerns today. I'm a master concern evader. Everyone knows that. What the hell? Okay. Why do I play any of the Mortal Kombats? I do. I always play the Mortal Kombat games. When I played 9, 10, and 11 as new releases. Played through the entire narrative stories. Played with multiple characters online. Went through the crypt modes. I did play Mortal Kombat. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay. Ellipsian says, what about a special rage quit event where I will go back and play a game I never finished in the past? See, here's what I'm worried about in that event. A lot of the games that I rage quit, there's really a good reason for it. For example, it's just not fun to me. It's incredibly frustrating, poorly made, you know, a game that I know I'm not going to enjoy playing again. And if I were forced to play it, I mean, I understand the gimmick, and it would probably be funny for like a couple hours, but forcing me to play an entire game that I hate is not going to be an entertaining stream. It's just going to be me bitching constantly and sucking and hating it. And I don't think that's going to be very entertaining at all. I think that, like I said, it would last short term. It would be funny, and then it would definitely overwear its welcome. You see? A lot of times the games I rage quit is because you guys don't like it. You guys tell me you don't like the stream or the playthrough. So I say, all right, we're not going to do it anymore. So it would be pretty counterproductive for me to say, well, I'm bringing it back. Well, why? We all hated it. Why are you bringing it back to begin with? Right? So maybe, okay, maybe the event would work, but it would work if I'm not forced to finish the game. Like maybe I have to, okay, you rage quit this game, you got to go back and replay it for 2 hours or something, right? Okay, maybe that would work, but I don't think forcing me to play the game to completion, I don't think that's going to work. We should be cats. What do you do when you start playing a game on stream and halfway through it you just find it bad and boring? Is it better to push through it or move on? Depends on the game. Totally 100% depends on the game. Because there are some games that you can approach it with that attitude and you will get through it. There are other games that, like, sadly, no matter what you do, you're not going to have fun with it. And, you know, especially a game that's insanely long. Imagine being 40, 50 hours into a game that's like 200 hours long, right? You're like, now what do I do? It's case by case. There's no actual way to definitively say, this is what you do, this is what you don't do in any situation in that case. Okay? Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for me to go on my break. I'm going to use the restroom. You guys, please take this opportunity to grab a drink or a snack and use the restroom for yourself. All right? I shall return shortly with more Nier Replicant. Thank you in advance for any contributions and any support that you could give the stream today. I'm excited to see where the plot goes today, so I will see you in just a few minutes. Okay? Awesome. I'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks, and be back shortly.